Hello, I'm Zach. I'm from Duck's Guts Catering and I'm here to show you how to cook for a crowd. So today I didn't really think about what I was going to cook until the last minute, which is great because it means now I can talk to you about what to do last minute when you suddenly have people rocking up. So I thought I'd just lean into the idea of throwing together a couple of salads and keeping it really simple. Which is always key to good cooking, keep it simple. So today I've got some cauliflower, some pink grapefruit, some cucumber, some onions, a bit of chili, lemon, pretty much always got lemon, some parsley, some cos lettuce, and some eggs. And I've got some ideas about how it'll all come together. Basically what I'm thinking about is what am I going to cook and what's going to be cold. And whatever I'm going to cook, I'm going to get that on first. Oh, and I'll make a loaf of bread while I'm at it too, but a really, really simple one, like no fuss. And yeah, I'll show you that too. All right, so I'm going to boil some eggs. So I'll get some water on, and while that water's filling up, I'll chop some cauliflower, get the oven going, full boil. Just if you got two elements, get both of them on. If you got one element, that's fine. Just top temperature. Whatever that might be for you. You just want to blast out things nice and quick, keep it fresh. So the cauliflower, don't be too concerned about keeping it tidy. So these ones sort of do quarters and wedges and then chop through. And it's going to be a variety of sizes. I think that's kind of interesting. Here's my water. Get it on full boil, and as soon as it's boiling, I'll throw my eggs in. What I encourage you to do is really just, allow yourself to be a bit creative when it comes to making salads. Pretty much anything goes. There's no rules. If it doesn't quite work, then you've built up a catalogue in your mind of what doesn't work, which is as helpful as what does work because you're learning about cooking as you go. So I got my first head of cauliflower ready to go in the oven, which won't be hot enough yet, but that's fine. And you can see, like, it's super rough. I really am not concerned about uniformity. I think it's just more interesting. And also just faster. Bit of seasoning, not too much. Salt, pepper, oil, pretty much, if nothing else, just to get that going. All right, I'm going to put that in the oven. The oven won't be hot enough yet, but it just means it'll just, be there for a bit longer. And we'll just check that in about 7 minutes and see how it's going. Got a couple of bulbs of garlic. Let's chop through these and get them in a pot of oil. And we'll get those nice and soft. Skin's on is fine. So just submerge the garlic in oil. However much that might be. What else I got? Some red onion. Might use a frying pan for some of this. And as I'm chopping and cooking, I'm thinking about what might go well together. So far I'm thinking the cauliflower and red onion probably is a good match. We'll see. It will definitely come together in some form. I've got some rhubarb there too, I forgot to mention. I'm thinking rhubarb, grapefruit, some playful bit of fruit. Keep those flavours fairly fresh. And then this cauliflower and onion is going to be more earthy. And I'll get these onions in shortly, and then I'll get cracking on some bread because that's probably the one that will take a little bit more time. And guests are rocking up in less than an hour, so just be managing my time. So again, just I'm chopping up this onion however it goes. This is just a rough chop. Hopefully this pan's hot. Not yet. I can tell that because I pour the oil in and the oil sort of maintains the same kind of viscosity and there's no smoke yet. So I'll give that a little bit longer and then I'll throw the onion in. If I throw the onion in while the oil is cold, then it will just stew, and I want it to get a bit of a sizzle going first. All right, let's get some bread on. Now, I'm going to use the term bread very loosely. I would not dare do this in front of a baker. I just put a whole bunch of yeast in here, like way more than the packet says. The packet says about like 2 teaspoons. I think I've done about, what's this? 4, 5, 6 teaspoons, so 3 times as much. I'm not really too concerned. It's just like I like the flavour of the yeast, and also it activates really fast. Gets nice and bubbly. I've also used self-raising flour again because I'm just going to rush this along. Like I'm just skipping the whole. So normally you would prove bread and knead it and prove it again. I'm just going to skip all that. Just going to straight into mixing it all together. I'll use this mixer, it just makes my life easier. I highly recommend, if you're going to make some bread, get yourself some sort of a mixer so you're not kneading it by hand. Just allows yourself to get on with making more delicious salads. But I'll show you a bit of kneading at the end here. That was some tomato paste, just because I found it in the pantry and I reckon it will be tasty in this bread. And something sugary, so I've got some golden syrup. You can do sugar or honey. A good lick. So my lick is apparently about 2 tablespoons. I'll write this recipe up for you. Ratio wise, I think you're looking at, I think it's like 60% water, plus a bit of oil. Let's throw that in now. I'll get this going and then I'll see like texturally how it is. Like I'm looking for a fairly loose dough, nothing too firm. I don't have a dough hook for this, I'm just using a paddle. It'll do the job, it'll be fine. So let them come together. I'll check on that in a minute or so. Garlic is bubbling away, so I'll turn that down. Oil is hot, so I'll get some onions in. I'm gonna load up the pan in this one, so I'll keep the pan, the temperature high, and toss it around a bit as I go. As always, season as you go. Crank this temperature, it's already up, good. A bit more oil. Just gonna pop a lid in this. I'd like the onions to get a bit of a sweat, whilst also getting some colour on the base, and I'll just check that every few minutes. It just speeds it along. Alright, so this bread dough is looking pretty good. I'll show you the texture in a moment. But I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll let it do its thing. What else we got? Another cauliflower. I'll get this chopped and ready to go in the oven when the other one comes out. Alright, so you want to put these eggs in nice and gently. So load them into something that you can then lower into your pot fairly comfortably. So I'm working with fridge cold eggs, which is important because it changes the time that you need to boil them. So fridge cold eggs, I think it's roughly 6 minutes soft, 8 minutes. What's the next one up? Soft, then something and hard. What's in between soft and hard? So 6 minutes is runny, 8 minutes is soft, 10 minutes is hard. If you've got room temperature eggs, then it'll take you a little bit less time than that. Alright, now the pot on to the rhubarb. I'll put on like medium-high heat. I'll pop that straight in, I'll keep an eye on it. Just rhubarb in a pot, that's all you need to do. Nothing more to it. Let's have a look. So it's pretty nice and doughy. It's got a nice pinkish colour from the tomato paste. It's looking pretty good. And look, the mixture has done its job. It's brought it together a bit. It's worked the gluten a little bit, nowhere near as much as a baker would prefer to. So it's not going to have anywhere near the kind of structure that you would expect of a proper bread, but it's enough that it will hold together. The difference will be that when this is baked, it'll be a little bit crumbly, but it's still delicious, right? Importantly, this is freshly made bread for your guests. It's always going to make people feel particularly special and welcome, and the warmth of that is pretty cool. All right, so I'm not going to play around with this too much. I'm really happy with the texture. It's cool. So just a couple of things about kneading. Basically, the idea is you're stretching and pushing. So just do this in slow motion for a moment. Rolling the dough under my palms, pulling back over, and then pushing back out again. And I'm slowly form like a log shape doing this. Then you can turn it and repeat the technique going this way. Make whatever shape you like. I'm going to make it fairly long. It's going to make this quite thin, so that when I throw this in the oven, it's going to bake pretty fast. I've got a pizza tray, so I'll wrap it around the pizza tray. The tray I'd normally use is being used for cauliflower. That's fine. So I've just oiled that tray, pop this bread on. Oh look, this is making a ring. I hadn't planned on making a ring, but there we go. A ring bread. Bit of flour on top just for a bit of fanciness. So just upturn palm and then shake, and they get a nice even distribution without too many clumps or any clumps. Pop this to one side, cover it with something so it doesn't dry out and gives it a chance to prune for a bit. Perfect. All right, so my garlic is well and truly underway. So got a good bit of colour to it. Getting a bit crispy. I'm going to set that aside now and let it cool in the oil, and I'll have a play with that in a moment. Check my onions. Nice and soft. Bit of caramelisation on the bottom, it's great. It's almost ready. Let's get a little bit more caramelisation. I'll turn those off as well. Check my cauliflower. Oh, there's the timer for the eggs. Everything's happening all at once. It's great. Let's take your eggs out. Put them into a bowl. And just run some water over the top. Let's cool them down a bit. And we'll peel these in a moment. The water will just help stop them cooking any longer. You don't need ice or anything like that. Just water is plenty to punch the heat out of it. That's all you need. Beautiful. Got a little bit of colour. Sizzling away. Still a bit crunchy. That's good. I like that. I'm happy. I'll put this cauliflower into something. Oh, this bowl that I'm using as a lid. It's perfect. Let's get something to push it in. Speaking of which, I should probably check that rhubarb. Make sure it's not charred too much. But I'll erase the rhubarb and get this cauliflower in. Check the rhubarb. Got a good sizzle to it. Starting to caramelise at the bottom. Okay, so there's not quite as much moisture as I thought there might be with the rhubarb, so I'm going to add a little bit, just to help it stew just a little bit. So I've added a bit of moisture, help it stew. Actually, a little bit more moisture. I don't want too much in there. I want to keep it mostly about the rhubarb. And I get chopping on this grapefruit. So top and bottom, and just slide through. I'm taking a bit too much fruit off with the skin on that one. Not the best example. But we can use this to make a lovely marmalade. So yeah, citrus rind. If you just boil in 3 sets of fresh water, so you've got to boil in water, then change the water, boil it, change the water, boil it. Get all the bitterness out, and then you can use that rind for all sorts of things. You can blitz it and put into a cake, orange and poppy seed, or grapefruit and poppy seed. can make marmalade by adding a whole bunch of sugar. You can dry it out in your dehydrator, which is your oven, of course, as you know, and then blitz it up and make a citrus dust for fancy desserts. All sorts of delicious things. Alrighty, so slice these, just a bit of rind off. Check on this onion. Alright, that's good. So good, nice bit of caramelization going now. I'm happy with that. I'll take that off the heat. Alright, that rhubarb's ready too. So just stewed. You can see if I added any more water, that would have been super watery. This is just enough. There's going to be a lovely sauce for this grapefruity salad I'm making. So that's off the heat now as well. Get some cucumbers on the go. Find a vessel for this salad. What have I got? Oh yeah, the bowl that's covering the bread. Look at this bread. Look at it popping. I'm gonna get that in the oven. It's almost doubled in size in a very short amount of time. This cauliflower's almost done. Just gonna play around with my trays here, so I'll keep the cauliflower at the top because it wants heat to blast as fast as possible. And we'll get the bread down the bottom, so you can have a bit of a gentle start. And then once that cauliflower's out, you can really get going. So what I mean is the tray above the bread is going to sort of be a barrier to the most intense heat. So the bread's going to have a more gentle heat coming around it, which it's just so you can be mindful of what's going on. So I know it's going to be gentle heat, so the bread's going to have more time to rise, and when it comes out, to have less colour. So if I was to put it directly under a heat, it's going to get a colour really, really fast, and it's going to pop really fast, and everything's going to come out really crunchy. So there's different results doing different things. Okay, so all that grapefruit juice in there. Get some cucumber going. So I've got 5 cucumber here. Actually, I'll stop at 4 because I'm cooking for 10 people, and 5 cucumbers for 10 people. That's half cucumber each. So stop at 4, and that's still going to be some left over. No, this is 3. I can't count. 3 cucumbers. That's a good amount. 3 cucumbers for 10 people. All right, cucumber done. In she goes. I'm feeling pretty pumped about this salad. It's gonna be a nice one. Got cucumber, grapefruit, tip in this rhubarb. Good bunch of parsley. So if you fold parsley over tightly over its stalks and then hold it firmly in place, it's all about how you hold it. And then you can slice through one time, and you'll have this lovely sort of fluffy effect. That's all you need to do. You might have a few, bigger chunks of parsley in there. That's fine. This is a lovely fluffy kind of a parsley. It is beautiful. So that rhubarb is forming an amazing red sauce. I'll put a bit of pepper through. A little bit of salt, not too much. Now I'm thinking about whether or not it needs oil. I'll taste it. I reckon I'll probably leave it because I want this to be nice and tart compared to this salad over here, which is going to be earthy and got more oil in it from all the cooking we've done. All right, taste this. That's good. Okay, I'll put this cos through. So the thing with cos lettuce and most lettuces is they're little bit delicate. Like if they get wet and stay wet, then they go soggy. So the best way to sort of go around that is to sort of layer your salad. Let's see what I've got. We'll use this glass casserole dish. So I'll put a bit of cos, and a bit of this mix, this wet, delicious mix. Just spread a little bit on. More cos, more mix, and just sort of alternate. And by doing this, you're allowing the cos enough breathing room so it doesn't go all soggy. You're not tossing it through all the liquid. So this salad will stay nice and vibrant and crunchy for quite a while. Look at that. Yoo-hoo. Very happy with that. It's a good salad. All right, so I'll start getting all this together. In go the onions. It's gotten quite crispy, so when I said I took that off the heat, apparently I wasn't far off the heat, and it's just continuing getting quite crispy, which is great. It means it's very delicious crispy garlic. I'll use this strainer and tip that garlic oil into this. So it's not actually what I intended at all. I was going to go for a lovely soft mellow garlic, but didn't quite have it off the heat enough. So now I've got this really very golden, I'm using golden quite loosely here, very golden garlic. I'll avoid this black bit, that's definitely too bitter. But these dark golden bits give me very delicious. Maybe what I should have done actually is just strain the garlic off, and then it'll be actually legitimately cooling and not continuing to cook. So that's for you guys at home. Pour the garlic oil through a strainer into something to hold it, and then garlic meanwhile will cool in the strainer. Does that make sense? So the best thing for peeling eggs is peel them in water. I'll show you, I'll bring them over. You're never going to be 100% perfect, but peel them in water and peel them from the base rather than from the side. And that's it. Peel them in water, peel them from the base, and they'll mostly come off nice and clean. So let's cut these in half. And find something to serve them on. What have I got? Another casserole dish. Let's pop them in. Try and keep them face up, just for a bit of presentation. So at this point, the eggs would just love a bit of flavour, just to help them really pop. So I'll put together a bit of a makeshift dukkha. So dukkha is just spices with a nut, usually almonds. Spices being usually coriander and cumin. I'm going to use, look, I'm not even going to mix it. I'm just going to throw some coriander. This is ground coriander. Good whack. Got some pistachios. Some almonds. Chop up a bit of lemon thyme. And all you'll do is chop up and sprinkle it, and it's great. And eggs always keen for a bit of oil. Just a couple of lugs. All right, let's check on this bread. I reckon it's probably done. Ah, yeah. Ooh-wee. It's really popped. It's actually slightly charred, but it's gonna be amazing. So that golden syrup I added has probably helped it along, and once this tray came out, that heat was just directly on the bread. But that's going to be really nice. I'm looking forward to slicing that up. This is called shanklish, original in oil, and it's made from yogurt whey, yogurt whey, and I was interested. I've never really tried it before. So I'm just pop a bit of this in the eggs. I won't mix it through because I want to give people the option to not have it in case it's not really to their liking. But just, it's cool to just have interesting things going on. Oh yeah, I've got some yogurt, and I'm going to toss that with this onion and cauliflower combo. I'm going to keep this in the tray, why not? It's perfect size. Just serve it straight up on this. Throw in some parsley. Good bunch to do it. Excuse me, eggs. Love a bit of green. And just sort of throw the yogurt about. Interesting notes of yogurt in our salad. Bit of pepper, mostly just as a garnish, and pepper is delicious. And lemon zest. I'll skip on the lemon juice only because I've got all that zing going on over there with the rhubarb and the grapefruit. The lemon zest is always a winner. We're good to go. 2 salads, eggs, freshly baked bread. Happy days. No, it's been lovely cooking with you all again, and looking forward to next time we get to cook together. In the meantime, have a crack, get some ingredients, put together something that seems about right to you, and see how it goes. Cheers.